My mom guilt-tripped me into skipping my anniversary with a fake emergency. Now my wife sees that I'll never put her first and is skipping on to the next part of her life with divorce. It was supposed to be a celebration. Our 5th wedding anniversary, a milestone my wife Emily and I had eagerly anticipated. I had planned the evening down to the smallest detail. Reservations at her favorite restaurant, a string quartet, and a handwritten letter that poured out every ounce of love and gratitude I felt for her. But the night took a cruel turn, one that I will regret for the rest of my life. It all began with a phone call from my mother. "Daniel, it's your mom," she said, her voice trembling. I don't feel well. My chest hurts. I think I need to go to the hospital." Panic surged through me. My mother had a history of heart problems, and her words immediately conjured images of the worst-case scenario. I told Emily what was happening, expecting her understanding. She'd always been empathetic and compassionate, especially when it came to family. But that night, something shifted. Emily's face darkened as I spoke. "Daniel, this is our anniversary," she said quietly, her voice tight with frustration. "I understand your mom's health is important, but couldn't your sister check on her? Or maybe call an ambulance?" My heart sank. I could hear the hurt beneath her words, but guilt clawed at me. "Emily, she's my mom. I have to go." So I left. I drove to my mother's house, my mind spinning with worry and regret. When I arrived, she was sitting on the couch, sipping tea. Her face lit up when she saw me. "Oh, thank goodness you're here," she said. "I was so scared," Sam said, but something felt off. Her color was good and her breathing was steady. I asked her how she felt, and she waved a dismissive hand. "Much better now," she said. "It was probably just a little indigestion. I'm so glad you came, Daniel. I don't know what I would do without you." It hit me like a punch to the gut. This wasn't an emergency. She had exaggerated, or worse, fabricated, her symptoms to get me there. My mother had always been a master manipulator, skilled at wielding guilt like a weapon, and I had fallen for it again. When I returned home, Emily was gone. The dining table was still set with candles and flowers, the bottle of champagne unopened. A single note sat in her place. "I'm tired of being second. Call me when you figure out your priorities." I called her repeatedly that night, but she didn't answer. Days turned into weeks, and the distance between us grew. Emily's voice was flat when she finally picked up one of my calls. "Daniel, I love you," she said, "but I can't do this anymore. I can't be with someone who will always put me last." Her words were a knife to my chest. I begged her to reconsider, to go to counseling, to give me one more chance, but her mind was made up. The divorce papers arrived a month later. In the months that followed, I was a shadow of myself. I replayed that night over and over, wondering how I could have handled things differently. The truth was painful but clear. I had let my mother's manipulations ruin my marriage. One day I confronted my mother. "Why did you do it?" I demanded, my voice shaking with anger. "Why couldn't you let me have one night with my wife?" Her response was maddeningly dismissive. "I'm your mother, Daniel. Family comes first. You'll understand that when you have kids of your own." But I wouldn't have kids of my own. Emily and I had planned to start a family after our anniversary, a dream now shattered by my inability to set boundaries. As the years passed, I worked hard to rebuild my life. Therapy helped me unpack the tangled web of guilt and obligation that my mother had spun around me. I learned to say no, to prioritize my needs and the needs of those I loved. But the lessons came too late to save my marriage. Emily moved on. The last I heard, she had remarried and was living in Europe, running a successful art gallery. I've never stopped loving her, but I know she deserves the happiness she found, happiness I couldn't give her. Sometimes, late at night, I imagine what our life might have been like if I had stayed that evening. I see us laughing over dinner, toasting to 5 years of love and partnership. I see the children we might have had, the home we might have built together. And then, I remember the look on her face as I walked out the door, and the weight of that choice settles over me like a stone. Regret is a heavy burden, one I carry every day. But if sharing my story can help someone else avoid the same mistakes, maybe it will have served a purpose. Love is a gift, fragile and precious, and if you're lucky enough to have it, don't let anyone, not even family, take it away from you.